So if last year's incident with Five Finger Death Punch frontman Ivan Moody and his wife was any indication, you can trust TMZ just about as far as you can throw them. And considering they are a corporation that exists in a large building, unless you're Superman or Goku or something like that, you probably can't throw it very far. However, this story actually has video that accompanies it. And this story is also kind of bizarre. Didn't expect to have to do a CKN Reacts, never do, but it sometimes happens. We need to talk about this. Apparently, while in Vegas, Vince Neil got into it with Nicolas Cage, and it's all based around a woman who wanted to, I guess, see Nick Cage, have his autograph or something like that, and apparently he pulled, Vince Neil that is, he pulled on the back of her hair and drug her to the ground, let's read the article and see if we can make sense of any of this. According to TMZ.com, Motley Crue singer Vince Neil is the subject of a criminal investigation after allegedly attacking a woman in a Las Vegas hotel. The incident reportedly took place around 5 p.m. on Thursday, which is April the 7th, it's yesterday, at the Aria Hotel, where the woman approached actor Nicolas Cage and asked him for an autograph. Vince then allegedly got behind the woman, grabbed her by the hair, and pulled her to the ground. Classy. Remember that Motley Crue was notorious for their partying in the 80s. A lot of women. TMZ.com has posted video footage of the end of the fight between Neil and Cage. The 26-second clip apparently shows Cage trying to restrain Neil and calm him down after taking him outside the hotel to a waiting car. Cage can be seen screaming at the singer, imploring him to cool off. The video is actually available with the article. The article is available in the description box below. You don't see very much. All you see is Vince Neil kind of posturing himself toward what appears to be the entrance of the hotel. Nick Cage actually blocks him, and you do hear a little bit of yelling. You do hear him saying to cool off. So we're going to get to the importance of that in just a minute. This isn't Vince's first brush with the law. Back in 2011, he served 10 days of a 15-day DUI sentence in connection with a June 2010 incident. Of course, in 1984, he smashed his car into another vehicle in Redondo Beach, California, which killed Hanoi Rocks drummer Nicholas Razzle Dingley and seriously injured 2 other people. He was charged with vehicular manslaughter and driving under the influence. His blood alcohol level was 0.17 over the legal limit. He served only half of a 30-day jail sentence for this, received 5 years probation, and had to pay $2.6 million in restitution, as well as perform 200 hours of community service. Now, why is it important that we get that information? It's really one of the saddest days for heavy metal, which is sadly one that I ignored on the 10 days, or 10 bad times that heavy metal made the news. And really, it's one that's an even bigger failure on my part whenever you consider the legal restitution. It's a lot of money, don't get me wrong, a lot of community service, but only half of a 30-day jail sentence for killing somebody. That's not something that happens today. It sort of shows that separation a little bit. But why is it important that we saw this video? That this video actually exists of the 2 of them together, and it's really mostly because of what it looks like, and what you see in this. You can obviously see that Vince is posturing back toward the hotel as though he wants to go back in, maybe be, have something else happen, and Nick kind of blocks that from occurring. That, and it also, unlike the whole Ivan Moody case from last year, proves that something happened. Last year, whenever the whole TMZ article came out about Ivan Moody being a part of a domestic battery with his wife, which, air quotes, because no one knows if Ivan Moody's married, apparently. There was nothing that really accompanied that. It was more so just a story, and it was one that got shifted and changed. So, do we really take this to heart? Do we really take this to mean very much? At this point in time, at this stage in the game, we're going to have to see how this develops. But the evidence of the video, it's kind of striking. It's one that actually paints a little bit more validity to it, considering Vince looks like Vince looks bad. He really does. He looks like he's either drunk off his ass, and Nick might be too, because Nick Cage, either that or they're both on something, but does that really even matter? No, considering if this truly happened. It's despicable. It's a horrible thing. Why would you do that? It seems like such a simplified reason why you would get upset. I mean, Vince, are you pissed because she went to Nick Cage and didn't even recognize you? What's going on here, buddy? I mean, it would be really interesting to hear Vince's side of the story of this and how that gets spun. Either that'll be interesting to find out that this was all just about something else, and TMZ decided to craft and weave a nice, neat little story because I don't know why these guys have a fucking TV program. I really don't. I trust myself, reading stuff more than I trust them. But if it does, then this is definitely not going to be very good press for Motley Crue. It's not going to be good press for Nick Cage either, even though he was seen as kind of the one that was trying to help let cooler heads prevail. I don't know. Maybe the girl is just a really big Nick Cage fan, wanted to walk up to him, get an autograph, and hear him say, "Put the bunny back in the box." That's the only thing I can think of. I mean, shit, why not? Maybe she's a huge, massive Left Behind fan, the one person that saw the film and gave it a, positive rating. It's hard to really say. Maybe she thinks that Motley Crue's not that good. Maybe she's a Poison fan instead. Either that, or maybe she doesn't like glam metal at all. Maybe she thinks that Vince Neil looked like just some homeless guy that was standing next to Nick Cage because, Nick Cage does things to help out the less fortunate. It's really difficult to assume, and these really are all just playful jabs as opposed to legitimate assumptions. So, this is kind of a bad situation. This is not the type of situation that you really hope to wake up to if you're a Motley Crue fan. It shows that Vince is still struggling with a lot, and it's really not something that's very well documented right now, today, but it is something that has been documented throughout the career of Motley Crue and throughout Vince Neil's personal life. So, all I can say is, from the information that we know right now, from this 26-second clip that I hope that you've gone and watched and reveled in its boringness, because it really doesn't show too much. What can we really prove from this? What do you think about this? What are your opinions regarding this situation? I'm very interested in your thoughts. Leave them in the comments below. I am Coverkiller Nation, and I certainly hope that this is... I hope that this is something that's been a little bit manufactured with some Hollywood gloss. This is one of those situations where you almost hope that this has been made kind of as a way for Vince to maybe stay relevant. Either that or for Nick Cage to look like a hero. Maybe he's got a movie coming out where he does something similar to this. Hard to tell. Would rather it be a spin like that than it be legitimate, because if it is legitimate, then it's kind of a black... it's a black eye on glam metal. It's a black eye, as a result, on the metal that most people know. And what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments. I'll talk to you later.